Hey y'all, it's Patricia Evans. It's October 1st. We're gonna start our challenge. It's kind of like a journey and a challenge, all wrapped up in one. Anyway, so I gave you a little quick video last night just to let you know that I haven't forgotten about you. I've just been trying to prepare for the winter months by trying stuff. I've been trying things in my hair and trying to feel what I like and what I don't like. And so I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to get you started, and then I'll have some conversations in more detail with videos that follow. Okay, but I want to get you started so you can start today, because I know you're like ready to start. Some of you are ready. So go ahead and make sure you press like on all my videos. Go back and do them, because I'm finding out that that's really important to show that this is important. People like it, and I'm hearing so much wonderful stuff about how you are loving it. You didn't hear about some of the stuff I'm talking about and all that stuff. So please, if you can help me in that way, that would be great. And I've already seen it from last night's video, so thank you. Welcome to all my new subscribers. If you're new here, I am starting, it's like an experiment. Those of us out there that love our wash and goes and are determined to wear it even in the winter, we have decided to do a challenge going through the winter with wash and goes and still have healthy hair and length retention. So I'm sure there's other people who do it. I haven't found too many people doing what we're doing, so I think we're at the cutting edge. I think we're doing a revolution. anyway, so I want to get started with that. I have 7 things that we're going to be doing starting today to begin to get this challenge going. So I believe this challenge is going to be, it's going to end up having to be 6 months, because that's how long winter usually is, from October to about March, the end of March. Let me see, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So the beginning of April. So I mean, like April 1st will be kind of like we're done with our winter. You could basically take out your weave. I took out my weave around March. No, I didn't. I took it out and redid it just because I wanted to be sure that my hair was okay last year. And I think it was May that I was just like fed up. So that's when I was like, I'm done. I want to just have my own hair. So anyway, that's where this is all coming from. I don't want to go back into wearing my weave. And I want to give a whole video explaining what I think about weaves. While I'm new to the hair journey in terms of the hair care and a lot of those things, I'm not new to having natural hair under my weave. And so I have a lot I can share with you on the protective style of weaves. I have some positive and I have some negative, and just think about it. Why would I be here right now doing what I'm doing now if the weave did it all for me, right? So there's a level of deliberateness, being deliberate, that has to do with anything we do. So remember, God gave me the word of deliberate to give to you. And I want to make sure that you know that no matter what you do, unless you're deliberate in what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Because I was deliberate in wearing a beautiful weave, but I wasn't deliberate on what I did under the weave. But I'll be honest, when I started getting deliberate on what I did under, I saw a difference. So I want to talk to you about that. I want to do a whole video on explaining what I feel about weaves and using that as a protective style, which you can choose to do that. So I want to tell anybody who's watching who really is excited about being a part of this challenge, because you're just like, maybe you love me, maybe you just want to hang out with me for a while and you just want to do this with us, and you just like starting to love your hair more and you just like what I'm sharing, but you don't love wash and goes and you're not like the wash and go person, but you just want to join us. Just join us. Go ahead and join us. Just make sure that you've documented that you didn't do the wash and goes, you did something else, okay? And I want to talk to you about that. But this challenge is for wash and goes because I need to prove to myself, and I figured you could join me, that it can be done, okay? Now, the disclosure is, remember, I'm not on here telling you I've already done a challenge and I'm sharing with you my solutions to it. You're going along with me on this journey. I have a hunch, okay? Sort of like Christopher Columbus, who had a hunch. Apparently it was in the Bible already that the world was round. So, hunch, Anyway, and he didn't discover America. Oh, wait, let's not get into that. Anyway. Anyway, back to the hair. Don't get me started. No. So, anyway, love y'all. Y'all are so wonderful. Y'all even let me do videos without having to edit. I love y'all for that. Thank you for being patient with me with that. Anyway, so I want to prove, I have a hunch that I have compilated, I've looked at all these videos. I've learned so much about what it takes for our hair to be healthy and long. When I say our hair, I mean curly hair from, I think, 3A to 4C hair. That kind of curly hair where there's a kink in there. Our hair. And I think if you have straight hair, go ahead and join me. Listen, you can join me no matter what's going on with your hair. Please have fun with me. Just have fun with it and share what you got. Everybody's welcomed. I'm just going to only be able to share with you what I have. I mean, I can't talk to you about hair that's not like my hair. So my hair is kinky curly. It's, I hardly tell you my type. It's, believe it's 3C4A. So that's the type hair I have, that I know of, that I think I have. Anyway, but I want to tell you that if you have our hair, the kinky curly hair, and you want to prove that your hair can be in a wash and go to start, first you got to see that you can get a wash and go. And if you can get a wash and go and you love your wash and go and you want to keep it throughout the winter and not have your hair fall out or break at the end so drastically that your hair doesn't grow, retain length, then you are in the right channel. This is for you, okay? So I have 5 things, and some of you already are ready to start. Let me just recap what I already believe. Go into my other channel, my other videos rather, and look at my full wash day, because that's what I will be doing. And from what I'm looking at on all these other videos and all these other people who are doing very well with their hair, I've incorporated some wonderful things in my routine that actually address most of the main things that everyone's saying you need to do. I do a lot of hydration, and that's the most important thing you could do to your hair is the hydration. My whole routine's about hydration. It really is, and cleansing and hydrating. And also there's the other big thing is protective styling. So that's the part where I have a hunch. I'm going to go into getting into details about why I believe we can do this in another video. But because a lot of you already know, because you've been following me, I want to give you your let's get ready, set, go. Let's get going, okay? So these are the 7 things that I want you to be doing starting today to begin our challenge. And this is how the challenge is going to be. It's going to end up having to be 6 months, even if I don't want to do it. But let me break it down to 3 if that's okay with you. And let's decide in 3 months, meaning January 1st, if we want to continue another 3 months, okay? Because remember, this is kind of an experiment challenge, because we need to see how our hair's doing by January. If we're not liking what's going on, we're going to change things up. And I want to tell you something. Don't get mad at YouTubers because they've changed things up. It's not their fault that their hair changed. This is a journey. Remember our hair journey? And these are wonderful hair YouTubers that are going on here, and they're sharing embarrassing things of setbacks and all kinds of things. So bear with them. They're following what their hair tells them to do, and the hair is telling them, I don't like this, I'm going to fall out. And so they have to come back and say, I can't do this, and I can do this, or whatever. So we have to let ourselves be open to what our hair tells us by January. And whatever our hair tells us is what we're going to do from January to the end of March, okay? So let's just break this down into 3 months to start for the first half of winter, and let's begin these 7 steps. Starting with the things we already know about what I believe. So the Patrice's 5 basic steps for any regimen, the P5 and the P3L, this is it. There's 5 steps and 3 levels. So my 5 steps, we want to cleanse. When I say cleanse, I am not saying co-wash. I'm saying cleanse your hair and your scalp completely. Every regimen needs that. I don't care what your type is. That goes for 4C. Everything I'm saying 4C, yes, you are included. In fact, this is for you. It's for the curly, kinky hair. I will have a little extra something to tell you in a minute, but until then, just any type of hair, straight European hair, everybody needs to cleanse their hair. How often? That depends on your routine and your lifestyle. Everybody needs to strengthen their hair. How often? It depends on your hair and your lifestyle. Everyone needs to moisturize their hair. That means hydrating your hair. Moisturizing is a lighter version of hydration. There's a step to that. And that includes your conditioning, deep conditioning, leave-in conditioning, whatever, moisturizing butter, whatever the moisturizing things you have, it fits into that step. Next step is sealing. Everyone needs to seal their hair. If you have kinky, curly hair or just kinky hair, yes, you need to seal your hair. Whether you do it lightly because you have fine hair like I do and low porosity, whatever it is, you need to seal your hair. If you have thick hair and you need to do it with butter, something thicker, it doesn't matter. There's a step of sealing. And everybody, you can stop there. But everybody's going to style their hair, I'm sure, right? So you may go further and decide on a styling cream or gel or something to style your hair. It could be another level of sealing. It could be just something else you just use and you like the way it makes your hair look. However, with Patrice's 5 steps, I just believe that you need to make sure that that styler does not compromise all that you did to hydrate and cleanse and make your hair healthy. Strengthen your hair. That styler is not allowed to compromise or to take away all that hard work you did. Okay? So that's Patrice's 5 steps, the P5. P3L. So Patrice's 3 levels would be it's all based on your lifestyle. What's so hard about our naturals in our life, and I'll explain what's going on with my hair right now, why it looks shrunken like it is. I'll explain that later. But anyway, is that I've taken a while to get started in my journey because I'm looking at what I'm seeing. If I had seen my wash day routine before I was ready, that would have been I'd be like, oh no, I am not doing all that. Anybody got time for that? You know what I mean? I mean, when you look at the stuff people do to get the results that they need for their hair that looks like the weave, remember my weave? Anything that could give me something that was easy like this, I call that a wake and shake. Like you could just wet it and it goes. To get that easy, that was so easy. I could just, wake and shake. I could just wet it, spritz it, and just get going. Put some conditioner to soften it. Just do a little something to it and go. And I couldn't see how that was possible with my hair. I didn't understand it. You hear that all over YouTube. And so it seemed like it took so much to do your hair. And you know what I have to tell you? Yes, it does. There's no way around it. Yes, it does take much to get to know your hair. There's a lot of quick fixes out there. There's a lot of pills out there, that'll give you some kind of instant gratification and all that kind of stuff. You can throw some gook on your hair and it can look nice. And I had to stop doing Eco Styling Gel because it looked so pretty, but I realized my hair started looking like it was falling out. It wasn't worth it to me just to get the look and to not really be taking care of my hair. So yes, it does take time and energy. However, I have come up with Patrice's 3 levels. So how about you do level 1 and all of the steps that you need? You know how they say you need to sit under the dryer, you need to do these different steps. What if you just did it for 10 to 15 minutes? You really can get a good deep conditioner under a dryer for 10 to 15 minutes. Or even if you do it the way I do it. But if you really are concerned about it really getting in your hair shaft, you can sit under a dryer with a cap for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? You're strengthening. Keep it in for 10 to 15 minutes. Under the dryer with the cap and, protecting your hair and everything. You can do everything that you need to do that takes the longest for the hair to keeping it in your hair. The clays that I do it for 10 minutes. Some people, I know that there are some people that just put it like a shampoo. They just put it in the hair, wash their body, and then rinse it back out. You know what I mean? That you don't have to do each stage as long as everybody does. And remember, people can be sticklers for everything. There's a different level for everything you can do it. You can do anything for a long time and do it in a really extreme level. I'm in fitness, and I know that you can take fitness to a level that's ridiculous. And that's why soccer dance fitness is so it's just so amazing, is that you're just partying and having a good time and you're getting results. Because you're doing it at a pace, doing something you love, something that's comfortable. It fits your lifestyle, and so it works. Women are actually seeing changes in their body within the second class, first and second, third class, for real. I'm not even joking. You can look at the testimonies on the website, soccerdancefit.com. So I just believe in that. I believe in doing things holistically, and I believe in actually making it really work in your life. Also eating well. Do I eat stuff? I'm not perfect, and I don't think you need to be perfect to be a healthy eater. I think you need to find something that works in your body, your lifestyle. And I could go into that also. And I will. I will definitely share more of that. You can go into my old videos and see me talking about that kind of stuff. I have videos addressing that. So I feel the same way about the hair. Yes, these things are traditionally hard, fitness and all that other stuff. And what we do is traditionally hard. And every video is telling you have to do protective styles only. And you have to do this and it's hard and you hard and hard. I beg to differ. I think I'm way better than I was before. And that's how you have to look at it. Give yourself a break. Everything, I believe life is about seasons, and you're in the season of being deliberate for the first time, possibly with your hair, or maybe in this way. Maybe you've been deliberate in the best way you knew how until you've stumbled upon something better. But now I'm giving you a full regimen, helping you deliberately do your hair and do it and get it to be the best that it can be. And you're going to feel great about yourself, where you don't have to resort to the protective styles we used to before, or some of the things that we had to do because we didn't know anything else to do. I propose that we can literally take care of our hair daily and still be able to retain the length, get the moisture, have it strengthen, all the things that we want to do with our hair. It is time. It takes some time. It does take some effort, and it takes doing it deliberately. I've begun to realize that when I do things deliberately, I get results. I get results, especially if I have the control over the situation. If I'm giving too many people control over the situation, then it doesn't matter how hard I try. Now I got to make sure, you know what I'm saying? But this is just you and your hair and God. You know, if you're feeling like life's so uncontrollable right now and there's so many crazy things, this is a fun project. It turned into like a fun thing for me to finally find something that was just intimate for me, that I can do, I can nurture. It's sort of like anybody who's into gardening. It's just like you and you know what I mean? You're getting an accomplishment of seeing something beautiful grow and be alive. Well, that's how I started feeling about my hair. Cooking can be that. You know, sewing can be that. Well, look at this as being something in your life where it's like, wow, I'm nurturing something good for myself that's really showing me true results. And I'm feeling good about myself. And guess what? My hair is growing and my hair is thriving, and I'm getting the benefit of it myself. It's not just my house having nice flowers outside. I'm getting to walk around with the benefits. If you could just look at it that way, this is a fun project that we're doing. And we're doing it together. So it's not like you're by yourself. Like, you know, I was doing it alone. It was fun by myself, but now I got you guys, and it's great that you want to do this with me. You're joining me in this, you know? So just know that we may find some breakage, okay? And we may find some problems. So we're going to see those problems and right away find out what it could be. Start taking certain things out and seeing what that is, okay? So if you're just starting your journey, October is the month for trial and error. This is our first month of our challenge, and it's the trial and error month. You will fully know. Some of us will not know this starting on. Now, if you already went through your trial and error when you started watching my videos or before, and now you're ready to just get started because you feel like you got your journey, then you're where I'm going to be, where I'm going to just be adding to my journey. We're all going to be coming in at different points, okay? So those are the P5, the 5 steps that every journey needs to have. Go to my other videos about those things, how I explain about a regimen and how to create a regimen. And then you can decide on which way you want to go. And the 3 levels. So level 1, I digressed, but level 1 was 10 to 15 minutes for those who are busy. You can't tell me you can't find that for your regimen when you do it once or twice a week, okay? You can find 10 to 15 minutes a week for your hair, for each step, that is, okay? At the bare minimum, once a week, 10 to 15 minutes on each step that has to do with penetrating and that's just 2 big steps, the moisturizing and the strengthening, you know? Then there's the level 2, that was level 1, 10 to 15. Level 2 would be 20 to 35 minutes, okay? No, I think it was 35 to 45 minutes. Yeah, sorry. I think you can start from 20 to 45 minutes. That's a big range. So if you went past your 15 and you want to just go like 20 minutes or whatever, but it should be 35 to 45 minutes. But even 20 is still more than level 1, okay? So let's get the range from 20 to 45 minutes. That's level 2, okay? If you went more than 15 minutes, you went 20 minutes, you went 30 minutes, you went 40 minutes, you're at that middle range, okay? That's that range. And I'm going to give you that 20 to 45 minutes as level 2 for how long you keep your moisturizer or any of these steps that we do in the regimen, okay? Then there's level 3. And I sometimes I have time lately to do it sometimes. Sometimes you're just watching a movie. That's 1 hour to 2 hours. You can even go up to 4 hours with this step, okay? I wouldn't say sleep overnight with your moisturizing or with your strengthening. I personally, because I have fine hair, wouldn't sleep overnight with it because I don't want to over moisturize and I don't want to over strengthen. But you definitely can do that level 3 if you have the time and you're cleaning the house and you got your stuff up in there. But just remember, that's just one step going 3 hours. That's 1 hour to 3 hours. You could go 4 if you wanted to. And that's just one step. So if you have the time to take one step and go that long, fine. And you can decide that I'm going to go 15, I'm going to go level 1 with everything, but just the strengthening. Today I need to go along with my strengthening, so I'm going to go level 3 with the strengthening. Does that make sense? Comment below if you understand that, because that's what I'm trying to say you need to do. So starting with that, now I'm bringing you up to the 7 points. Now we're going to start our journey and we're going to start talking about the 7 different steps we're going to use to begin our journey. Okay? So, first step is to pray. The first step is to pray. We're going to pray about what is between you, God, and your hair. Okay? We're just supporting each other. Okay? I'm just here to hear your journey and all that stuff and to know about it. And I want you, by the way, to send any pictures or anything you want me to see to sakadance@gmail.com. That's SAKA dance@gmail.com. Someone found me and she's just wonderful and showed me how she got over alopecia. So that is you. If you have alopecia, please join our journey because we have health, hair growth, and retention. So it's not just the retention. It's not just the wash and go. It's not just wash and go. We're doing hair growth and retention as well. So if that's all you're here for, you're in the right channel for that. The wash and go is what we're trying to prove can be done. So pray. Spend some time. Now, if you're not a Christian, then, I can't tell you how to pray. However, I do want you to meditate, really find your spiritual place on staying focused on your goal. This is where you set your goal. Where do you want your hair to be growing? What's your length? Before I trimmed, which I'm going to tell you in my next video where I am in the journey. Today I'm going to tell you how to get started and I'll tell you what I've done and where I am with it and my suggestions. But before I did my little trim today, I did a dusting all over my head. I told you I'd wait. The Lord told me to wait till October. So it's October today, so I can't wait. So I've been trimming my ends and trying to get all the single strand knots off. So today I basically cut single strand knots off. I'm going to double check later to see if there's any. That's why my hair looks shrunken, because I've been messing with it. And then I decided to steam it and it just shrunk up. So it's shrunken. Usually I do that overnight thing where it's stretched. So right now it's shrunk. It's very healthy, as you can see still. And it's hydrated, and that's very important. So before I did that, I was 8 to 10 inches all around. Like I had 10 up here, and I put it on my Instagram channel. Y'all could check out my Instagram, Saka Dance Fitness, same thing. I have my family stuff up there, more family stuff. I treat it like my regular Instagram. So, but my last picture was how long the top was. It's really, really long. So I'll tell you more about that. Pray about your goals. Are you wanting, let's decide all of us together. Let's decide, you're supposed to grow a ½ inch every month, right? So let's decide we are definitely going to do 1.5 inches by January 1st is our goal. A minimum of 1.5 inches. Everyone, at least let that be your goal. A minimum of that, right? And okay, if you have bigger goals and you think you could do better, and you really know your hair, you can go ahead and try to do more. But let's say that in our challenge, we're all going to try to do 1.5 inches, which would prove, because scientifically, we all basically grow at least a ½ inch a month. So we're trying to prove quantitatively that with a wash and go, you can still retain that length in the winter. Okay, so let's see if we can get there by January 1st. And we're going to begin by we're going to measure our hair. So I want to talk more about that in a minute. But we're going to say a prayer, ask God to be a part of our journey. If you are a Christian, that would mean that you have said the prayer of salvation. You've asked for forgiveness of your sins. You believe that Jesus was God come down as man and walked the earth, and that he lived and died on the cross just for you. And he rose the third day. He's at the right side of God. He's preparing a place for you, and you've asked Jesus to come into your heart. If you've done that, that means you are a Christian. So if you are a Christian like I am, then that means you love my shirt, because Jesus overcame for you. And I'm thinking of maybe making that a reward for our challenge, is you being able to get this shirt. So I'll be praying about what God wants me to do, because maybe there's more, maybe there's less, maybe he thinks that's too much for me to do because I have a lot going on. But let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Anyway, and I also have the coconut oil. That's something else that I could also give as a gift. The two of them together can be a gift for those people who go by all the steps and in the winner of the challenge or whatever that, you know, and I'll just give you some things that you could be doing. But really, this is not for all that. It's really for you to just get something out of this. Let me hurry up, because I don't want this to be much longer than 30 minutes. So you're praying, you're getting your goal of what you want for your hair. You want, of course, we want health and we want retention, but we want an inch and a half. You want to choose your style. We're doing wash and goes, okay? But if you've chosen that you would prefer to have a twist outs, you'd like to do protective styling of some sort, and that's your choice, that is fine. You can still join us, but you just won't be able to be a part of the experiment, because you won't be able to prove that Wash and Go gave you the length. You would have to say that it wasn't that, like everybody else is saying, which has already been proven. But you just want to join our challenge to get the benefits of healthy long hair. So go ahead and choose your style. That's very important. Get a routine down and journal it. Get a book and just journal it down. Now, I have some followers that are very particular and very neat and organized. There are some things that you can probably do to organize it on a calendar basis. But what I did my first month, if this is your first month, I actually just got, I had a gift. I think it was last year's birthday gift. Or was it a Mother's Day gift? It was a Mother's Day gift, because it was in May. And it's Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman book. I'll show it to you. And I just started journaling everything I did. So I started off with, you know, the stuff I got from Curly Proverbs. Like you would be starting with me. So I got some stuff, and I started trying to put the pieces together based on what I saw her videos saying. I was trying to understand what went first, what went last. And I just figured it out, and I pulled some other things in, and I created a routine that made sense based on what I learned my hair needed for low porosity and fine hair. And so I started with some products. And then I ended up weeding the product out, because I started noticing that I felt like I was still getting breakage. So as I weeded it out, it turned into this all natural routine where I basically only had 2 products. And it was the Giovanni Deep Conditioner and the Kinky Curly Curling Custard. And those are the only 2 products that I used. And I loved it. And so, but it took me going through a lot. And then I went through and I was jotting down all the things. And I had some sad faces up there. Then I had some happy faces. And I went through all these ups and downs. But what happened was I kept what worked. And I just kept, it's not as bad as you think. Because if you start natural, like I say, it's really the products that can hurt your hair. You know, Natural 85. If you go to her channel, I know you know her. She's just recently cutting back to her natural stuff, because she went off her natural to try products and had setbacks. Now she's back to her natural soaps and natural stuff. So I really believe staying as natural as possible is really important. However, having botanical products that are conditioners or, you know, leave-in conditioners or anything, that's what we need. But it's got to work for your hair. For fine hair, we want light ones, and for thicker hair, you want thicker ones. So you know it's got to fit your hair. Okay, so go ahead and get your routine down and jot down everything that's working. If you're trying my routine completely, write down what you did. Whatever was in that oil, write every ingredient that you put in that oil. And then if you take something out, say, okay, today's the dates on the top. Always dates, very important. Your dates, your time of the day, how you felt, what was going on. Journal, journal, journal. By the way, journal emotionally too. have a regular journal going on, because you need to know what's going on in your life and why you did what you did when you did it, so that you can not be so hard on yourself when you come out of some season and say, well, why didn't I ever get any of this done? Why wasn't I washing the clothes like I should? Because you were stressed out because something happened in your family. Did you remember that? You know what I mean? Like, don't let the enemy creep in and make you feel bad about something that you couldn't have done because you had other things that were taking up your time. So that's why journaling is so wonderful. So you don't beat yourself up about why you didn't do something. There's so much you could do, but there's only 24 hours in a day, and your brain needs to be able to synthesize things and make it. Not everybody's the same. I know I'm an artist. I'm very creative. As you know, I don't get all this information just by staying busy all the time. I contemplate, I think, I synthesize, I pray, I talk to the Lord. So I need that time from that 24 hours. Sometimes I stay up late doing it. So if I look tired, pray for me, y'all. Because I be staying up late, learning things. I love to learn. So anyway, but I do get my sleep in the morning, But anyway, it's kind of warm in here, even though I have that fan. So what I was saying was journaling. So keep up with your journaling, list everything you're doing, and when you take things out and put things in, and why, so that you can go back and remember why. Okay, that's number 3. So number 1 was pray. Number 2 is choose your styles. Number 3 is get your routine down. Just decide. Don't have everything going on. Just decide what's my cleansing or what's going to be in each step. That's all you got to do. Just make a decision. You'll learn. Maybe you'll get some breakage, but if you catch it real quick, you will stop the breakage. You know what I'm saying? Pick. It's got to be botanical if it's products, or it can be Ayurvedic. If you're going to do this journey with us, we're choosing botanical or Ayurvedic. Okay, that's what we're choosing for our journey. So join us in that. Number 4, take in. What are you taking in your body? I had a whole 2 videos about this, about your regimens taking in. So we are starting off with going at least half a gallon of water a day, starting today. If you haven't started all over, starting today. We're building it up for October if you haven't started. So begin. That's 4 16-ounce water bottles. And I will show you more of what I'm doing, so that I'll start to get more visuals of everything I'm talking about, so I can help you with my videos that are going to be coming up after this. This probably will be the beginning of a series as usual. Anyway, taking your water, taking your vitamins, starting with multivitamins. I did not tell you this, but I take prenatal vitamins. I have been taking prenatal vitamins. My daughter is 19 years old, by the way, and I've been taking vitamins since I was pregnant with her. I have 2 children, and one is 16 years old, my son. And I like the way it makes my body feel. I am over 40. I don't know if that has something to do with why I look young. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can give you some why I probably look young video, because I can tell you the things I don't do. One of the things I think help me is I don't drink coffee, I don't smoke cigarettes, and I take prenatal vitamins. I'm a very spiritual person that loves the Lord, and I have a joy in my heart that comes from the Lord. I've received Jesus as my Savior at 16 years old, and there's been a long journey of actually growing in the Lord, though. Trust me, I can give you that for another day. But there's been a joy that comes from the Lord, and I believe that's my medicine that keeps my mind going and keeps everything going in my life. So I have a video, getting to know me video, that I might update. But anyway, I take prenatal vitamins, and that's my multivitamin that I take. So if you want to know what I take, please get a multivitamin, any kind. Just get a multivitamin going. Please begin to start trying that MSM. Start with 1/4 of a teaspoon, but that doesn't start unless you've started your water for 2 weeks. After your 2 weeks of getting yourself up to half a gallon a day, then you begin your MSM. Okay? Coconut oil, you can start now. So let me just clarify that. Coconut oil, start today. Start taking your water a day. Get up to a half a gallon. A full gallon is ideal. It would be great if you could do a gallon of water a day. And it's not easy to do, but try. Aim for that if you can. Okay? That can't hurt. You'll be using the bathroom a lot, but your body will get used to it after a while, and it will start to use the water. At first, it goes straight through your body because you're just cleaning out stuff. But eventually, it'll start to use the water and take out the excess. And so, as a certified teacher, we're scared to drink water because we have to stand it's hard to go to the bathroom. So that was a time when I was scared to drink a lot of water because I knew I had to hold it until I could use the bathroom, you know? So any teachers out there would know exactly what I'm talking about if you have a job like that. Anyway, don't worry. Let go into the bathroom be your friend, and use, this is going to seem really weird, but you know, have wipes with you always. That's like baby wipes or anything with aloe vera. It's something soft or whatever, just for your health there as well. Sorry, I just had to be, you know me, I'm going to tell you everything. So anyway, get used to going to the bathroom. That's your friend. Even when you're doing, you're moving a bowel, that's your friend. It's very inconvenient to use the bathroom in this busy world, but it is your friend. If you need to use the bathroom, don't hold it. If you can use it, use it. Go get it out. You're cleaning out your system, and you won't have problems with your skin if you clean out your system. I've noticed a little something right here on my eye. I don't know if I scratched it, because I do mess with my eyes at night, so it might be a scratch, but I'm hoping it's nothing coming out in my skin, because I haven't had a problem with that. But you know, everyone goes to their thing once a month of your skin doing that, so I don't know if it's that. I don't know what it is, but pay attention to those things. Get to know your body. Get connected with it, knowing what it's doing. So you're taking your coconut oil. 2 teaspoons a day is ideal for anyone that's dealing with mental issues like dementia. So if you're not worrying about that, just having some coconut oil in your regimen is good. If you just cook eggs with it, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with it, whatever you need to do. I sell coconut capsules because my mom has been diagnosed with dementia, and it breaks my heart, and I love her, and I told you the story how I asked God to help me know what I can do, because he gave me the gift of healing, and I'm still growing in that and learning how God wants me to use it. So I have an email. If you have any prayer requests, definitely you can share that with me, sakadance@gmail.com. So you can do that. Now, I do sell this. It's $14.95. And they're capsules, coconut capsules. You can get that anywhere. You can get coconut oil anywhere. That's why no one's making a big deal out of how it heals and how it's healing, and you can lose weight. You can lose weight from it. A lot of great things about it. Don't get me started with coconut oil. Anyway, if you are trying to do 2 teaspoons a day, that's 10 of these capsules a day. And yes, I take 10 capsules a day, or 2 teaspoons of coconut oil every day. I do that. I take 1 tablespoon of MSM a day with water, and I take it down with water. There's some other things I take, but I want you to take coconut oil, and I want you to build up to the MSM once you get your water. And the other one was the moringa. That's a new thing I've begun because it's a craze. I don't take it as often as I have everything else. It's a new thing I've just begun, and I love the way my body feels. I saw a video of a girl talking about how she started using the bathroom a lot, and she got thirsty. I also am using the bathroom. You use the bathroom more, and I'm thirsty. I like crave water. I love water. I heard her say that, and I can't believe I love water already, but I really want more water, and that's a good thing. Moringa is amazing. Find it, the capsules, and begin to take moringa. I have other things I would love for you to take, but for this challenge, those are the 3 things I'd love you to add to your diet internally. An option, but I don't want you to do it until you are stabilized with all the important things. Then when you're ready to add this to your diet because you want to see if it's working, biotin, liquid biotin, okay? So that might be like the last week in October, add that. Or the first week in November. Wait till November to add it, because I want to make sure you can see that it's working, okay? So I do take that, but I take it here and there, not every day with it. Just started that too with the moringa. Okay, so there you go with the vitamins. So today I cut, so that's number 4. Number 5 is today, if you haven't already done it, I want you to check the ends of your hair, and if you go through your hair like this, so you can section it off. Some people twist out the hair. They make it twisted all over the hair, right? And then in each twist, you feel it. And you feel if you got a stop going on. That means you have single strand knots. And if you have a single strand knot, just above it, clip off your single strand knots. I would like for you today to take those single strand knots out of your hair. And I don't know how to cut, I don't know the best way to cut your split ends and stuff, because without curly hair, I'm like, is it easy to tell when you got split ends? I feel like if you're cutting off those single strand knots, you're cutting off your split ends. So I would like you to dust today. In fact, I'd like you to get into dusting. And dusting would be taking like little pieces. Like right now, it's slipping really good because I just cut off all my single strand knots. I'm going to double check later because my hair's been kind of frizzy today, so I might have created even new ones already. But I'm going through, it's a little, I think I might feel a little something right there. And so I would take this and I would cut that tiny, tiny piece right there. And that would be all I would cut. And I would like today to be the day that you do that so we can begin it. After you do that, cutting the single strand knots, I'd like you to measure your hair. And how do you measure your hair? You would take this, a measuring, and you would take it to your root, and you would pull this down after you cut it though, because we want to know where we started and know how long it is. I think that's 7. Just think, you know what I mean. Wherever it goes, where it doesn't shrink back up. That little piece might have been, y'all saw what it was. I don't even know what it was. It was probably 6 or 7, that piece. But go to each piece, go to sections over here like the back, the sides, here and here, and jot down in your journal what they are. But remember where you measured, so you can do it again at the end of every month. I want you to write down the measurements, okay? And don't cut anymore. We're going to try not to cut anymore. I'm going to try and do it. It looks like God is trying to tell me to stop cutting my hair so much because I had to wait 3 months to do that. Dusting is okay, but until you're sure that you know how to dust, be careful because you could be cutting. So dusting is just getting just at the tip of that little knot, and that's it. And when you see them, when you feel them. Okay? So that's what I'd like you to do today. Dust your hair. Excuse me. Some of you may have to trim today. That means if the end of your hair looks thin, and you can see this is thick, 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 and then all of a sudden it's thin at the end, you probably need to cut off a lot of dead hair, okay? Some of you may have to do a big chop. Some of you may want to, I believe, just cut it off and start all over again. What are you holding on to? Anyway, but we can talk more about that later. So, and everybody needs to see, I'm not in that position because I didn't perm. So, I'm going to have empathy for those of you who don't want a big chop, because you understand, you don't know if you can handle that short hair, So I understand if you don't big chop. Okay, the next thing is number 6, exercise. I'm providing dances for you here. It's just move the body, exercise. Just move that body, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to throw in massage your scalp while you exercise. Just, can you put that with it? Massaging my scalp and exercising kind of goes together because it's a physical thing. So let's kind of put that in the same category for now. So you can dance, you could just do jumping jacks, you can walk, you can run, whatever you want to do. I provide dancing if that's what you want to do. I'm already over 40 minutes. Last thing is number 7, which is daily meditation and work for your mind. So every single day you need to, I would say, wake up, first thing you do before you go on Facebook, Instagram, none of this, even my video, take time out with the Lord. Get your mind right as soon as you wake up, before your feet hit that floor. I am surprised pastors aren't doing this and saying this more, but I strive to do this, and I'm not perfect. Okay, my phone's like right there. So what I do is I have this little app thing that reminds me, read your word. So read the word in the morning. If you're a Christian, read the Bible in the morning. Get one of those apps that tell you, and it'll be like your reminder when you pick up your phone at 9 o'clock. My phone tells me to read your word. So that keeps me from, that's my little reminder. So I feel bad if I do anything before that, So if you are going to use your phone to read the Bible, have it give you a reminder in the morning, early in the morning, so that whenever you wake up, that's the first thing you see is that reminder. And when you do that reminder and you do read that little scripture, sometimes go in there and read the whole chapter. And if you can read that whole chapter, don't just read it. My sister taught me this when I was little. Start thinking about what it's saying, because that's God's message for you for the day. And look for why God's telling you to do that for the day. So that's an extensive thing for anybody who wants to have a deeper walk with the Lord, because everything's going to fall in place when you have a deeper walk in the Lord, including what we're trying to do. So seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things will be given to you. So that's where this comes under, okay? So I can't tell you anything will succeed in your life if I'm not going to tell you to do what the Bible already says to do. You seek him first, then everything else will fall in place. That goes with your tithing as well. You give him his first fruit, and then all your money and your finances will be blessed. So the first fruit of everything in your life, if you give him the first thank you in the morning, the first praise in the morning, the first hello, you say hello to him before you say hello to anybody else. You talk to him. You read him before you read something else. Your mind's right. And then everything kind of falls in place for the day. And you got that thing in your mind for the rest of the day. So anything that has to do with goal setting or anything you want in life, if you put God first, it will fall in place. If anything, if it doesn't fall in place, if it doesn't go the way you want, it's because God has clarified your mind and let you see it wasn't for you. You wanted something that I don't want for you. That's the worst thing that could happen. Is that he says, I know you want this, but I don't want that for you. I want this. And we are not asking for something, God. Of course, God would want you to take care of your health, take care of what he gave you in his hair, your hair. He's in what I'm doing. He wants you to have joy in your heart. You know, he wants you to have joy. He says the woman's hair is her glory. He wants this for us. Of course, he's along with this journey and he's in what we're trying to do. So let's keep him in every day when we wake up. Give him 10 minutes of our time. Let's decide that. If you are of a different faith, I hope that you give Christ a chance. If you give him a chance, give him 1 week and see how he blesses your life. It is an absolute truth. You will see him in your life if you give him a chance. If you've been looking for truth and you've been looking for something real, just say, Lord, if you're so real, show up in my life this week. I'll pray to you and I'll ask you into my heart, prove to me that you're real this week. And I promise you, he will reveal himself to you because he has been doing that. In Muslim countries have been seeing God. You know, he's been seeing Jesus. People have been all over. Give him that chance and he will reveal himself. He says anyone who calls out to him, he will come. No one will be turned away if you cry out to him. If you're not interested in him, he's a gentleman and he will pull away. He'll let you, be to your own ways if that's what you want. Because he's not going to make you. He wants you to come to him yourself, just like any of us should want, right? We don't want to make anyone do anything. And he's that kind of God. But he's done all the work. All you have to do is receive it. All you have to do is say thank you and receive it. So that's what I mean when I say keep Jesus in your journey. Now we have a journey. We have a challenge. And let's begin it. And go ahead and comment below if there's any questions you have, if any concerns. But, my pastor, I don't have a pastor. The Lord has ordained me to just go out and, have my own ministry. However, my distant pastor is a gentleman named Greg Laurie. Please look him up. I absolutely love him. Everything he says, if you see him preaching things, I agree. Okay, I'm in alignment with him. Go into my Patricia Evans ministry page if you want to get me because you really like the way I talk about things. I'm just in alignment with him because he's like my distant pastor in the sense that he's already going in that direction. We saw him today. We had church at home and we're doing our at-home church. And his thing for today was just do it. That was what we saw today. It was actually last Sunday's thing. And I'm going to say that to you. Just do it. Okay, that came from Michael Jordan. He's just repackaging it for us to do, to encourage us to do, go out and make disciples is what he was saying. So I'm telling you to go out and just do it. You have your 7 steps. Pray to begin your goals. Just to get it set what you want, your 1.5 inch goal, to ask the Lord to join you in that, to receive that by January 1st. We'll celebrate the 31st. We will end it on the 31st. And by January 1st, we'll either begin a new challenge or we will just talk about how great our half-month challenge was. We'll just continue what we've been doing. So pray about that. Choose your style. Are you going to do protective styling? What kinds are you going to be doing? I will be talking what I think about that because I'm not really pleased with some of them. So I want to tell you what I think of that in my video to follow. That's 2. 3, get your routine down. That means just do it. Just pick something and do it. Write it down in a journal. Get your journal. Go get a notebook. And 4, take in water. What are you going to take into your body? Get your multivitamin begin your water intake, begin your coconut oil for the next 2 weeks. Then the second half of October, begin your MSM and begin your moringa. You could begin your moringa whenever you're ready to begin your moringa. In fact, the sooner you begin it, the better, so that we know that moringa is the thing doing the work. Okay, because biotin and moringa both, they all grow your hair, but I just want to see which one is growing my hair. Is it the moringa or is it the biotin? You know, I want the biotin to be at the end of the month, the last week in October or the first week in November, you know, so we know what's growing it, and start making notes of what you see, because we're going to measure our hair every month. Number 6 is exercise. Get that body moving, and let's make that clear, an hour a week, or you can break it up into the days. If you really want to move it, it's really supposed to be 30 minutes a day. You should at least get 3 hours, you should get 30 minutes a day in, okay? So try to do that. If you can only get an hour a week, I'm here for you, you know. I can come to you. I can bring soccer, the program, to your area if this is something you want to be a part of. If you want to be an instructor, some people have sent me stuff saying they want to be an instructor. I will be getting back to you very soon. And we have a children's program. The last one is get a daily meditation if you have of a different faith. But if you're a Christian, then definitely spend some time with the Lord every morning. I'm only asking for 10 minutes as the first thing you do, and really get in a message for the day. Get your mind in that message. Pray without ceasing throughout the day, meditating on that word, and I promise you your day will be so wonderful. I forgot to tell you what else that does. Number 7, it relaxes your mind, and it brings down that cortisol level. That exercise, which is the body, and the meditating in the morning, that's going to help your mind, okay? And that's why we want to have that time with the Lord, to get our rest in our mind. And of course, say your prayers before you go to bed, like you were when you were little. So I'll see you following the next tapes. This has been very long. And I'm going to keep it as one tape and hope that you guys stick with me. Love you guys. See you in the next tape.